As you're starting to learn anatomy, you should learn just the basics. And what that means is understanding the general functions of the different organ systems. Most texts teach 11 organ systems, and I put it in two parts just because we're breaking down the 11, starting with the first 6 here, and I'm showing in the order typically how it's taught system by system. Later, we'll talk about the levels of organization, what leads us to the 11 systems, but let's just start with just the basic function of each system. First, integumentary system, thinking about our skin, our largest organ by surface area. Primary purpose is protection, right? It's the windshield of the body, so protection from the external environment, and then also helping with temperature control. So protection and temperature control. When we get into skeletal system, primarily looking at our skeletal bones, roughly 206 bones in the body, depending on you. Our primary purpose, again, is protection and support, but it gives us that leverage with our muscles to give us some movement. Remember, we also use this is a primary mechanism to store blood, so blood formation, and then also mineral storage. As we learn the components of connective tissue, including bones, it's primarily made up of calcium. We'll learn different components of the calcium. So blood formation, mineral storage, protection, and support. Muscle system, 3 types of muscles: smooth, cardiac, and skeletal. So when we look at our muscles, the primary function is locomotion and movement. One of our characteristics of all living organisms is to move in some ways, whether it's internally, externally, or involuntary control versus voluntary control. Nervous system, coordinating all the activities of the body, coordinating all the 11 systems. Well, 10 plus the nervous system, but we think about how does this happen? We have to continuously detect the changes of the body internally and externally. And that's a lot to do with the theme of anatomy is based off homeostasis, that equilibrium. So the nervous system coordinates all the activities of the systems to maintain some type of balance or homeostasis. Endocrine system, we have 2 types of glands when we get into exocrine versus endocrine. Endocrine glands are secreting a product, hormones, that goes by way of the bloodstream. The goal is to control long-term changes of the body, another form of homeostasis. So often the nervous and endocrine systems are put together as the neuroendocrine system because they have the same goal and some of the same organs, and their goal is homeostasis. So long-term changes of the body, one good example is the female's menstrual cycle. It's something that happens 40 plus years over the lifetime that's continuously controlling the body by way of hormones and detecting changes and controlling them with the nervous system. And then cardiovascular system connects with endocrine system because we're putting hormones into the blood. The primary purpose of the cardiovascular system is to move materials. It's transportation. As we use the heart and then our pipes, the blood vessels, arteries and veins, we move the fluid, the blood, and it's moving all the materials through the body. So it's a connective tissue because it's connecting the body. Our waste, our hormones, our nutrients, all the things that help us to process, another mechanism of homeostasis. So part 1, this is our organ systems. We'll get into part 2.